Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think it's working. Okay, video number 2. Here is a stream going into the lake. This is Bear Lake. And yesterday, my large white Pekin duck was killed by something. And I'm trying to figure out what it was. And I went on the internet and found out that raccoons drag ducks. So, right here is the stream. And right here is a track. You see that track right there? That's the first track or mark of any kind. And there's a big gap, there's a gap, a little gap, not really big. There's no tracks, nothing. Then all of a sudden there's that. And that. And that. And there's a few white feathers. See the white feathers? And there's more white feathers over there. More scuff marks over there. So it looks like he was attacked. He was attacked right here by a raccoon, most likely. And these are some strange tracks here. They might be his, they might be the cranes. And then here's some more scuff marks. Then he was dragged about 300 feet. Okay, so here's the drag marks. He was probably fighting for his life. And he's big, so he puts up a pretty good fight. So, here's the drag marks. Every once in a while there's a nice footprint, which looks like a raccoon. Could be a skunk, but I highly doubt if it's a skunk. Raccoons are actually very strong. When they get bigger, they get really fat, and they're very, very strong. I just looked it up on the internet. But my duck is very large, so he's probably dragging the duck to his death. And here's some tracks. There's a very good track right there. Let's see. That's consistent with raccoon. Could be a badger, but most likely raccoon. See that? And the tracks go on for about 300 feet. Let me see if I can get some more nice footprints, especially in the mud here. There we go. Got some more mud here. Somebody has walked here. Somebody walked right into my nice raccoon footprints. Oh, there's one. Okay. There's a really nice raccoon footprint. And there's one, sort of. There's one. Could be a badger, could be a skunk, but most likely it's a raccoon. And here's two footprints. Let's see. One right there. So the raccoon is dragging him backwards. Probably the duck is still alive. Oh, here's some nice mud. Let's see. Oh, here's some nice prints. Right there, right next to a human print. Right there, right there, right there. Oh, there's a really good one. But that ain't no dog. It isn't a dog. So yesterday the duck was missing at 8 o'clock when it was their feeding time. So I found him an hour later at 9. He wasn't hard to find because there was two seagulls. They actually weren't seagulls. but they weren't hawks. There was some kind of bird. They were feeding on him, so he wasn't that hard to find. Look at this. Look at that big scratch mark right there. Really big scuff marks right there. So it looks like Dave is still alive here, putting up a fight. So he keeps getting dragged and dragged and dragged. And now there's a gap here. There's no scratch marks at all, and then they resume here. And then here, you can see this, he's being dragged, but every once in a while, the drag marks stop. So he's probably alive. And I can see raccoon footprints everywhere. And this is his final resting place. So there's a big piece of him right there, and lots of feathers. So he was eating right here. He was not eating very much at all. His neck was eaten, and a little bit of his lower back and a little bit of his stomach. But the seagulls or whatever birds those were, they could have been doing that. Looky what we have here. Raccoon poop, or some kind of poop. So I think it was a raccoon. I think it ambushed him. And let's follow the scuff marks back. So on the internet, this guy was having problems with raccoons eating his ducks. A raccoon got into the duck house that he locks them up at night, killed most of them, injured and traumatized the ones that survived. So the next day he hatched it, and the raccoon tore off some shingles off the top of the hen house. And then a few days later or so, he heard a big commotion, looked out the window, and a raccoon was dragging away one of his ducks. So he grabbed a mop, the only weapon that he could readily find, chased after it in the middle of the night. There's a good print right there. Raccoon. He caught up to the raccoon and he had to fight his duck. He got his duck, and then amazingly the duck was not only alive, but it was actually unharmed. The duck survived. But then the raccoon started following him and fighting him, attacking to try to get his dinner back. And he had to fight it off again with the mop. But it's a good thing that he grabbed it. And here we are, back again. But it's also possible that a dog may have killed the duck. I highly doubt that. I heard a dog barking 2 days ago right around sunset when I was feeding the ducks. I heard a dog barking, and it was loud and it was close. But I just went back inside. I ignored it. I should have tried to see where that dog was coming from, where was it located, because it's not uncommon for the ducks to come down to the lake, and they always come down this stream of water. They always come down the water because they feel safe, but they're not safe. They're only safe up there where there's people or there's little ponds. A little pond is actually, that's safer than nothing. They're not really safe. They're only truly safe in the lake, but it's too far down. They can't go down there because it's just too far. They're in great danger. So it is possible that that dog came and ambushed him, but where's the dog tracks? I don't see any dog tracks anywhere. There's dog tracks over there, and there's dog tracks up there along the beach where people bring their dogs, but none around here. So I'm pretty sure it was a raccoon. So here's the lake one more time. And the stream